Hey you guys, this is Oshi and this is going to be my first impression of my, I think it's my second? No, it should be my third. I just can't remember which was the second deck that I backed on Kickstarter. And it will bug me. I know that the masculine deck was the first one. That was something else after that. And now, whatever. This is the third one. And I haven't opened it, so it's not my new type of first impression in a way, because I just didn't have time to, open the deck when it arrived 2 days ago. But I quickly wanted to put this video out because I'm so excited, because I was so excited for multiple reasons. I really like the art design. When I saw cards, shown on social media, mostly Instagram, I think. And part of it why I wanted to back this deck is because there's a Hungarian guy involved, and even though he doesn't live in Hungary, still I was just so happy to see someone doing something that I can actually be, proud of. These days it's kind of hard. So and plus, this deck came from within the EU, so that meant faster shipping and less shipping prices, because shipping is I know you guys know, but it's horrible. So yeah, so it was easier to say yes to this deck in a way because of those things. But when I saw a new deck, not the deck, a new card design posted on Instagram, I just got more and more excited because I really liked how it looked. So I'm quite curious. I have this beautiful letter. It looks really nice. So I didn't get any extra like journals or other perks, because I'm really not a good person for Kickstarter, because I only care about the deck. I usually, all the extra stuff is, if it's not an extra card, I'm not someone who would use it. So, I have a few things that here's the deck, that I wanted to, I already opened the envelope to see if there was anything inside. And I don't know if you guys know this about this deck, but it's not just a tarot deck, it's actually a board game that you can play with other people, or you can play it alone. So I think this should be the game layout. I think no, okay, that's a digital download. Then I can't remember what I backed and how I backed it, but I didn't want the physical because that would have cost more money. Yeah, I have the digital. What is that? No, I think that's I'm printing stuff. Look at that. Some dark smudges on my poster. Oh, come on now. That's disappointing, but that looks paint. Probably during when it was printed, paint smudged on it. I will try to remove it, but I'm not gonna make big fuss about it, because even though this is a beautiful design, and if I can remove the dark smoke from the mountain, which is kind of fitting in a way, then I might even try to frame it, even though it's quite long. Hopefully you guys didn't get too dizzy and you can see the design, because I really like it. I think it's just the fool starting his journey. There's some broken towers and stuff like that. I will check how this should look, but yeah, it's paint, so what ifs. I'm not gonna have an issue with that. The guys really did their best. The campaign was absolutely a wonderful experience. We got because I know it's important, with Kickstarters, we got regular updates. I didn't get the tracking number for my deck, but instead it showed up like 3 days after the guys posted on social media that EU backers were already getting the deck, because I was like, oh, I didn't get a tracking number, so I'm probably not in the first batch, because there was like almost 6,000 backers, which is like amazing. And the deck is gonna be mass market, so if you like the deck but you couldn't back it for obvious reasons, there's gonna be a Hay House version next year, which I think is very, very cool. This should be a bookmark, I think. Yeah, it's a big one. My books are usually not even this big. And some stickers, which, like I said, I'm not really using these things. I mean, these are really cool things. I might add something to my phone, even though I don't think so because I changed the case. So I don't know, I have to find a way, but look at that, the fool. So yeah, this is the decks. So yeah, the Kickstarter was an absolute pleasant experience. One thing that I'm so disappointed is because I was supposed to volunteer at Siget Festival this year. I was there for 2 days, but then I managed to overwork my legs and I couldn't go back, and I missed my chance to say hi to the guys in person. And I have my thread remover. I think someone mentioned it before, and that this is perfect for opening decks without, actually damaging. But I'm still doing it on off camera because, I don't want to stab myself if I can have that. So yeah, so positive experience on Kickstarter. Everyone was responsive, because I saw a comment on the last update that someone was upset for something that they did wrong, and the creators pointed it out in a very respectful way, in my opinion, that until you do this and this, we just can't do that. And that person was like, nah, you blame me. So that was a very weird thing to read, because I don't know any of these guys, I'm not biased that way, but all of my interactions were very positive. I talked to them a few times through comments and Instagram, and like I said, there were regular updates. We always knew what was happening, so I don't think that tone was warranted. Okay, the box is kind of interesting. It's it's a sleeve. Does it? I don't even know. I was kind of expected a little bit like the Liminal 11 because of how it looked, but no, it's an actual, you pull out a little drawer thingy. But and I don't have a standard sized card around, of course, because why would I have? But I think it's a standard, deck size, and it's gold gilded. That was one of the things that was an upgrade. I kind of like this box. I think you can remove, you can remove the inside, but why would you? And then the cards are flipping around. I think I'm gonna make a pouch because I'm very happy with my pouches these days. And this is the little vibe book, which is like obviously blue in this case. I mean, maybe not obvious for you guys, but it's a dark blue. I don't know how the light is. Oh, I love that. The Empress has, everybody has pretty much a descriptor sentence. The Fool has humanity unbound. That's interesting. The High Priestess has uniting the mind. So these are new for me, how the creators see the cards. I really love that, because these are the things that when they are shared, I can learn a lot from. So I always appreciate trying to reword card meanings, or add your layer into the mix. I mean, that's how we can learn from decks, that if we read how other people read it, for example, that has a radical change which we usually associate with the Tower. So let's see, the Tower, the joy of the cataclysm. Interesting. I appreciate the Tower, and I know it's needed. I just don't, it is, it's my fault. My problem. I need to change my perspective and get more into the, hey, things are happening, things are changing, they are unexpected. Let's take a deep breath and enjoy the ride, I guess. So, and the description is a lot longer than that, so I will obviously read through all of them, and there are the extra cards, the Abyss and the Tree. I love Tree. I love extra Tree cards in decks because, oh, I love that. The Tree has the stubbornness of life. Oh, I love that. So I always leave my extra cards in, and you can see it's pretty much the same amount of text as the shorter majors, which is always good because I do think that obviously majors has more to say than a minor card, but just a few keywords are hard to start with if you are starting with tarot. So I do think that this could be potentially a very good card, a very good deck. I'm sorry, I had a few difficult and very exhausting days behind me, so I'm kind of, oh okay, I don't need to use my weapon. I'm kind of a little tired still, but okay, where does it start? And I thought that this is gonna be easier to open, but I'm struggling with the thing that makes it easy to open your card, because why not? Okay, I have no idea about the cardstock. This was, I think, cellophane, which is, you know, not plastic, turns out. Ah, look at those. These are gold bars. Okay, platinum. Okay, I shouldn't think about Star Trek right now. So it's, yeah, it will need some separating for sure, which we could do it this way. Yes, it should. Okay, it's more or less separated. I will, of course, there's a flip through if you just want to see the cards. Okay, so it starts with the cups, not the majors. So, and it's upside down. So there's some organizing needed before I can film the flip through. But this is a very interesting cardstock, and it looks like it feels durable. And one of the extra stuff was, you know, golden accents, so there are some shiny stuff on the cards. And look at that, how interesting this okay, where's the camera? Ace of Cups is, you know, there's a sun and the moon together. Oh, let's check before we check all the cards. Let's check if there is something about the symbolism, because that's always interesting. And the guidebook follows the usual order, majors first, and so it's just probably how they were put together in the printing company, at the printing companies, whatever. Limited potential of love is the Ace of Cups key phrase, which is good. Okay, the Ace of Cups shows a single large cup overflowing with water, often held by a divine power. Oh, there's the hand. Okay, I did not see that. I don't know why. It symbolizes the entirety of an emotional life, concentrated in a single source of overflowing potential. So it's pretty much the usual. Everything is possible, all your hopes and joys, it all starts here. I like that, you know, the starting point is highlighted. The symbol of the cup might also reference the Holy Grail and the Christian blessed sacrament, a symbol of abundant renewal and hope. Okay, so not a lot about how it's, you know, there's a water, that there's a reflection. I don't know, I can't remember, and I should have checked, but I was excited to do this video. If there's a digital version of the guidebook, I think there was, because we got the digital download for the game weeks before, but that was not supposed to be the finalized version, so I need to check if it was in the end the final version, because I want to try the game. So before we 12, and it's a kind of like a Prippish deck in a way, but I just didn't care. This was something where I thought, because it's kind of thoughtish as well, as my understanding is, that, you know, I can use it even if it's a pip deck. I'm not hating on pip decks. Wait, why is this? Okay, so just the first one was the other way around. yeah, looks like. I'm sorry, I should have done this off camera, but I didn't because, like I said, I was excited and I want to show you a few cards that I've seen the design for and I really like. It's hard to separate at first, but then they come off. So, and all the suits has different colors, which is always, you know, useful and helpful, or at least a dominant color, you know. It really feels like I really like the cardstock, to be honest. It's shiny because I guess for the added gold foiling or stamping, kind of feels like stamping. You need that, but it's absolutely a good start of a good kind of shiny and not that shiny. Plus, what did I want to say? It's a semi-matte besides the foil, I think. I like the size. It should be I think it's a bit shorter. It feels like more of a Llewellyn size, but I don't have any Llewellyn decks around here which I didn't modify, so sorry about that. But yeah, for smaller handed, you know, people, this is a good size. Okay, so I managed to separate every card and you didn't have to see it. As you can see, the gilding is already chipping, but as usual, I don't mind. To be honest, I like a well-worn deck because, you know, it shows that you're using it. So I'm just gonna show you a few things that I really liked, and you can see the design for the majors, the full. It's absolutely. I think the style is absolutely beautiful. I love the colors, and you can, you know, check the flip through. The Empress was one of the cards that was like, when I saw this, that was when I was like, I knew that I backed the deck that I wanted. And I like the kind of geeky aspect of the Hierophant. Ooh, look at that Harry Potter glasses. I know it's not, but hey. But we have options for the lovers. I think, yeah, 3 options. So we have, you know, like, I think it's a poly card, which is cool. We have 2 figures that could be masculine because, you know, we have 2 figures who could be either way. There's some transgender people as well, which I think is wonderful. But I love this version because, you know, this could be a gay couple, this could be 2 guys, it could be a woman and a guy, it could be anybody. So I think I'm gonna use that one. But I love the options, you know, that we have options. I think it's wonderful. It's always wonderful. I know that it's hard to do multiple cards because limitations and stuff like that, but yeah, I think I'm gonna use this one. I love this soft green as well. But, you know, it's always a wonderful thing because even though I don't look for myself and I don't need myself in the card, I know a lot of people do, so, you know. Okay, the cards are kind of sticking a bit because of the gilding, but I think as soon as I shuffle them, I love that. That's what I wanted to show. As soon as I shuffle them, they're gonna start to, you know, work, because I don't know if you can show it or if you can see that the gilding is, you know, going a little upwards. And that's when, you know, when it has a, what is it even called? Oh God, what's it in English? It tips over, or, you know, it has a little dent. I don't know. That's why they are still sticking when they are put together. But like I said, I love this. That card could look beautiful. Oh God, I'm moving the table. So as a print. So I look into if they sell prints. I don't know if they do. And at some point, hopefully get one if they sell that card as a print, because this is absolutely wonderful. I think it's not scary, that card, but it also shows you how that is just, it's always there. You can pretend, because if you're this tiny person here, you can just look at your own little tiny bird and not see the big picture, not look up at the sky and see how you're part of the universe. But it's still there, and that is always there, because unless I can become a vampire, which doesn't so far haven't happened yet, then then even if I become a vampire, I would die after a while. So I'm not even saying that I want to live forever. I just think that human life could be like a 300-400 years long, because we just do so much things that we don't have time for, that I would love to experience. But any other cards I want to show you? The sun doesn't have babies. No one's happy. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. Oh, look at that face in the sun. I usually am not a fan of faces, but this is not bad. Okay, the moon is... Oh, okay. I was like, does the moon have a face? But yeah, it's just the other way around. Ooh, and there's a dark moon here. I didn't even see that. So there's 2 moon and water is overflowing. That's interesting. And then we have the extra cards. I mean, not the extra. The gate is the judgment, which is still a Christian idea if you think about it. But it's not a bad one. And then the word. Look at that word. Dun, dun, dun. And we have the 3. I absolutely love that. And the abyss. These are, for me, these feel a very good extra cards. They feel usable. And I'm just going to show you a few. Like I said, these are pippish ones. Check the flip through for all the cards. But I'm going to show you a few that I saw. The court cards maybe, that I really liked. Okay, so these are the court cards for the page. This is for the cups. You don't have the suit written out, so I can go with, this is the page of waters, for example, if you want to go with elements. And there are accents on every card, golden accents. And some people are older, as you should be as a king and a queen. But this is one of my favorite ones, the Page of Pentacles. Look at the dark blue. Doesn't it feel like it's in the night sky? It's interesting that, it's not during the day. But I also love this Two of Pentacles. It kind of feels like, it doesn't feel watercolory. That style feels like fountain penning. That's one of the things that I love about it. It reminds me of a really good dark blue fountain penning. And if you love that feeling, if you love the sheen, because it has a sheen, then you know what I mean. These are, I think this was one of the KVZ inks, I think, which comes from Poland as well. Like, these were shipped by a Polish company, so I can make all sorts of connections. Why not? But yeah, the deck has in a way a muted color palette, or limited even, and the suits are not how they usually are, because like, okay, the pentacles are with golden accents, so you can go with the gold, but look at the swords with this mint. I think I would say it's a mintish color. It's absolutely lovely, lovely color. So these are not necessarily, these are pippish, but as you can see, the swords are arranged in a way that this is the Eight of Swords. You know what the Eight of Swords about. I mean, if you know what the Eight of Swords is about, you can see the restriction. You can see how, the swords are surrounding that star in the middle, but they are not like set in stone, so you know they could be removed. And I think they kind of feel like Marseille as well. That was the 10 and this is the 9 of swords. So I'm quite excited to, you know, look more into how the certain systems collide in this deck, because if I remember correctly, and I probably don't, look at that. Then you know that it's not an RWS, simple RWS based or cloned or whatever deck. It has the thought for sure, because I read a message from the creator, and they were talking about how they started with the thought deck for this project, so I would assume that there are thought elements in these cards somewhere as well. But what I also meant to say when I saw this card, that the colors in a way remind me of the Seed and Sickle Oracle. So if you had that, I don't have it anymore, or you know, if you had that in your hand, or you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm thinking about. I know I'm not really I don't really make any sense, and I'm sorry. But I'm very, very pleased with this deck. Look at that page, wonderful page of wands. I love her energy. I just love that. Oh, look at that king. Haha, my favorite king. Very, very pleased with the King of Wands. So yeah, I'm very pleased with the quality. I'm a little bummed about the poster thing, because maybe, you know, if I try to remove the smudge, it probably ruins the whole image. So, but hey, imperfection is part of life, so it's a good reminder anyway. I cannot wait. I'm not gonna should I shuffle it? I think it will shuffle well. To be honest, I need to still film the flip through, so I'm kind of a little lazy and I don't want to mix it. But it feels like it's gonna shuffle wonderfully. Overhand shuffle for sure, and if you're a refill hand, your refill shuffle, let's pretend I said that correctly, then it's gonna be completely fine. So yeah, I will shut up because it's already half an hour and I didn't want it to be this long. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for checking the deck. Like I said, if you like it and you missed out on the Kickstarter, don't worry. Hay House will have it. Hay House sometimes, I'm not gonna say fucks up completely, but they, you know, they missed out on a few card stock options these days. So we will see, but hopefully it's gonna be good card stock. But I'm very, very happy and pleased for the guys who created this deck, because I think, okay, it's just my personal opinion, obviously, but since they announced it that it's gonna go mass market, and they looked for, or maybe not look for, I'm assuming Hay House reached out, because that would be smart. You know, they said, okay, to the experience, I will say that they want this to be a mass market as well, you know, that they are happy about it. And I'm always happy because it's easier access for a lot of people. And you know, who knows, I might get a mass market edition just for, you know, why not? I don't know what will happen when that comes out next year. I'm not in a phase of my life when I make any long-term plans, because I'm definitely going through a lot of changes. So I'm not gonna say what I will do in a few months, because I have no idea. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for understanding that I haven't really posted these days, because I was sick, because of my grandma, and starting a new job. That was just a lot altogether. I will catch up on the House of the Dragon season and the Winchesters for sure, and then post other type of content as well. But I have less time now to film videos, which is like boo. But hey, thank you so much for being here. I hope this was useful. I hope you know, I was able to show the deck, and thank you so much again for the 100th times for being here, subscribing, liking this video, commenting, sharing with other people, and just being wonderful people. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.